Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for an information session with Rebecca Atkinson with Firecircle. And she's joined us today to talk to us about the Transition to Tourism Entrepreneurship Program. And we are really excited that through this program, businesses, individuals in the Annapolis Valley that are looking to either start a tourism business or refine the business that they already have, that we have opportunity to offer seats to folks in this region. So as we start today, my name is Rochelle Brown-Rudden. I'm the Senior Economic Development Officer with the Valley Regional Enterprise Network, and I am recording this session in Mi'kma'ki, in the Annapolis Valley, and we are in the unceded and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people, and we are all treaty people, and we date back to the peace and friendship treaties that were signed in 1825, and certainly I take on the responsibility of educating myself about the treaties and what I can do in acts of reconciliation. So now I would like to hand things over to Rebecca. I met Rebecca prior to hearing about Firecircle. I met her in her entrepreneurial role on the Eastern Shore in Nova Scotia, and I'm excited that she is a mentor with Firecircle and that we get to work with her on this great program. Rebecca.
Awesome. Thank you, Rochelle. And yeah, thanks so much for coming. I'm excited to tell everyone about the Firecircle program. I am from Nova Scotia myself. I live in Sheet Harbor currently, so on the beautiful Eastern Shore. And yeah, it's just great to be here. I, as Rochelle mentioned, was well, I can still consider myself an entrepreneur, although I sold my business in August. So I was previously the owner of Sober Island Brewing Company, and I was the owner for 8 years. Previous to that, I got a business degree in tourism through Mount St. Vincent University, as well as the Nova Scotia Community College. I got my diploma there. And I studied wine for forever. My passion is food and beverage. And so really I've been in this industry for about 15 years now, I guess. And I love the tourism industry. So I'm excited to tell you about the Firecircle program. I think there's a huge opportunity in Eastern Canada for us to engage entrepreneurs, whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or an already existing one. This program can certainly help you, and hopefully you'll see that through this presentation. So Firecircle started in 2020. Deneen Allen started the company. So Deneen's actually from BC. And it started when Deneen was going around to Indigenous communities, excuse me, and meeting with these groups and talking to them about the opportunity in tourism. And so she was doing workshops and everything. And then she would leave the community, and there just wasn't that follow-up. Everyone was getting excited, as people do, and then it was sort of falling off. So Deneen said, why am I spending all this energy doing these workshops and not helping them to come full circle with their business and make sure that they build something that they love and they can share their beautiful place or culture with the rest of the world. So Deneen built this online platform and launched it in 2020. And so it's a privately owned company. And yeah, we've had a lot of people on board into the program. I'll tell you a little bit about the Transition to Tourism Entrepreneurship program that Rochelle mentioned. But first, I think I'll just share a 1-minute video about Firecircle. It's a really high level, just kind of like exciting video about the program itself. So just bear with me while I share my screen here. All right.
I got an idea.
I want to change my life.
I like to make a difference.
I want to have a choice.
My own rules.
I want to be my own boss.
For my family.
For my culture.
For me.
Awesome. So yeah, that was a quick video about the program. I just love that one because it just kind of highlights everything that's about. It's got that energy and excitement about tourism and starting your own business, and sort of that why component in there too, for your community and your culture and your family and all of that. So to tell you a little bit about the transition to tourism entrepreneurship program, which is what we're talking about today, it's a fully funded program that the Government of Canada, in partnership with the Indigenous Tourism Association of Canada, have made available. So there's 1,000 fully funded seats across Canada. And so we have, 40 for each province. And so 500 of them are going to be Indigenous and 500 are for rural. And the definition of rural is 250,000 people or less. So essentially all of Nova Scotia qualifies, except for that central Halifax, Dartmouth area. And yeah, it's a great opportunity to get the seat because a seat itself is typically worth $5,000. So it's quite a bit, tuition for anything is a big chunk of money. So it's a great opportunity. There is one cost to our participants now that I will mention, just to be upfront. We do a $19.99 per month subscription fee to the platform. And this is just while you're in the program. So the program itself is about 120 hours worth of work. So we say if you put in, 3 to 4 hours a week, it'll take you approximately 5 months to complete. And so this is the average that we're seeing for people. So that's that $19.99 per month for 5 months. And it's totally self-paced. So, we've got this rolling onboarding. You don't have to wait till January or September or anything like that. You can join and start right away if you like. And then you go at the pace that you want. So if you're keen, we've had people finish it within a month. But I mean, that's really drilling in the time. But it just depends on, what your goals are yourself, right? And so it's also fully mentored. So with the program, you get 15 hours of one-on-one mentorship. We have, I think it's about 28 mentors now across Canada. So we have, people with various different backgrounds and experience. So we partner up the right mentor depending on, where you are geographically sometimes is part of that criteria, as well as what you're doing within the tourism industry. So for you, Shannon, if, you're doing a health and wellness sort of piece, then we would try and find a mentor that also has that experience. There is also an opportunity to work with other mentors within the program, as we have these online live group discussions. So these are hosted a few times every week, and you get to meet other entrepreneurs across Canada, and they're hosted by all the different mentors. So you really get that exposure to all different types of, mentors with various different experiences. And there's so much value in that. I love the live group discussions, and entrepreneurship can feel very lonely. Sometimes it's hard to be motivated if you're by yourself in rural parts too, and you feel like you're the only entrepreneur and no one understands. And it's that great feeling when you can connect with others and feed off their energy and, kind of help each other. There's a lot of back and forth that happens in the discussions, and there's just so much value in it. So that's one of my favorite parts. But the main part of Firecircle is the 5x5 step. So it's 5 steps and 5 workshops within each step. So it's online videos, and each step with the 5 steps has, or with the 5 workshops, sorry, has a worksheet that goes with it. So this is kind of a bit of an overload of information. So I want to share it with you, just so you can see it in front of your face. So I'm not just throwing information your way. Just give me 1 sec again. I will share my screen. All right. Can you see this screen here with the workshops? Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the home. So this is where when you sign up or when you go into the website, this is the page that you land on. So I'm going to go into my dashboard because I have access to all of that. And when you sign up for the program, this is where you'll spend a lot of your time. So under your dashboard, you can see the 5x5 method here. And so we'll go to the workshops. And so here's all the workshops. So step 1, step 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in that video that I played, it mentioned step 1 is your tourism vision and the opportunity. So this is where we dig into your why. Why are you starting this? How does this affect your life? Your family, your culture, your community, all of that. And this is a really important part because this is going to see you through the whole program and ultimately through your business. It's important on those days that, can be very hard, getting out of bed or doing what you have to do as an entrepreneur. This is that drive, that internal drive. So your why is the basis of all of it. And so then step 2, developing your tourism brand story. So we talk a lot about story and like your values and everything. So we take your why and your values and we make sure that you're building a brand story that will then resonate with people emotionally. And so, what is that story? It tends to be more in depth than just, like a basic cultural experience kind of thing. Like, what is that cultural experience? Why do people care about it? Why do you care about it? We talk about the 5 senses. So how's that embedded into your brand story, into all your marketing aspects too? I love this. Step 2 is so much fun. And yeah, there's just so many good materials in this to kind of help you dig deeper into that story, because anytime that you can hit people emotionally or give them that experience that, they just can't get anywhere else, they're going to remember that for their life. And that's what they go and brag to people about. And, word of mouth is some of the most powerful methods of marketing. And then so step 3, your tourism operations. So this is like, excuse me, I'm just gonna have a sip of water. It's very dry here. Yeah, so anyway, this is, what do your operations look like for your guests? And then what do they look like behind the scenes? And, again, bringing through your brand story. So all these steps are building up. And so then how does your brand story come through in your operations as well? Because people are connecting to the brand story with your operations, how it's all laid out. What does the reservation system look like? That sort of thing. And then step 4, designing your tourism products and services. And so after we know more about our operations, we can then work on our physical design. And this is where we go deepen into the physical design of your business. So then we can move into step 5, which is your pricing, packaging, marketing, and cash flow. And you need to kind of understand all these other steps and things first, your products and services and your operations, to be able to look at what your pricing and your packaging is going to be. And so we have all these financial resources built out already. So it's not like we're asking you to build a cash flow spreadsheet. We're really just like plugging and playing your information here. And then this is when we find out, is this a viable business? Is it viable for what your goals are and what your values are, what you want to make from the company as well. And so we do price bands and we figure out all of that. And then if it's not viable, if it's not what you expected, then how can we adjust it that's still aligned with your values to be a viable business. And maybe sometimes we might figure out that it's not viable, but it's better to know before you get in it than to be in it realizing this. So yeah, it's very in-depth. And ultimately what all these steps are doing and all these worksheets, they are building your business plan. So I'll just go into step 1 here. So you can see, like workshop 1, we've got 11 videos, and it's 20 minutes and 27 seconds of video. So it's not a lot of time that you're spending watching the video. But in each workshop, like I mentioned, is a worksheet. So let me just make my screen a bit bigger here. So here on the right-hand side, you'll see the worksheets. So this is step 1, workshop 1 worksheet. I'll just open this. See if you can see it. Can you see this now, the Firecircle worksheet? Perfect. So this is a little bit of what it looks like. Your tourism vision, which category it fits in, and then your why. And so you fill out this worksheet, and then after you're done your first worksheet, you are partnered up with a mentor. So we want you to do that first worksheet so that we have a really good understanding of what you're doing so that we can partner you up with the best possible mentor. But so that's a little bit about the dashboard. And when you're going through all of these steps, like I said, it is building your business plan. So, the worksheets aren't just, for fun. We actually take all that information and we input it into a business plan template that we've built. So your mentor helps you through all of that. So when you come out of the program, you come out with a fully comprehensive business plan that's ready to go to market and ready to go to funding. And it's also building confidence throughout the whole program. You really get aligned with your values, your vision, what you want to build. And I love seeing, like, I mentor now about 11 participants, and I love seeing that growth through all of it. It's really quite powerful. So yeah, here's all the 5 steps as mentioned. We also have the live group sessions. So I'll show you a bit here. So we have the how-to Firecircle, which is what I recommend people do right from the beginning, because we have this live group discussion where we show all the dashboard. We give tips for success and all of that. But we'll go into step 1 here. And you can see it's Thursdays at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that'd be 6:30 in Nova Scotia. And we split it up. So where there's 5 workshops within each step, we've split it up into 3 online live discussions about these workshops. And then you just sign up with your email here and you pick which one you want to attend. So we're always rotating the schedule here. So we have like 3 weeks. So step 1, workshop 1 and 2 will be one Tuesday, then workshop 3 and 4 the next, and then workshop 5 the next. And then we do it all over again. So it's like a constant rolling thing. So it's nothing is scheduled, that you have to be there for class at a certain time. When you can join these live workshops, it's a great asset, but you can still keep moving through the program. I know this is a lot of information. I'm just trying to give you a good idea of everything. And then the other thing that we have too is a resource library. So we're working on this all the time. Government funding and agencies. So like Nova Scotia right now, it needs some work as there's only one. But we've just started this. So there'll be more coming for sure. Organizations and tourism associations, we've got that here as well. And then we're working on, this is connecting with travel trade in like different countries, but we're also working on like a checklist of things that you need when you're starting a business too. And I mean, that's all part of the program anyway through the worksheets, but we'd like to have a checklist on the site itself. Within the next month, it's going to be available in French, and by the new year, it's going to be fully accessible too. So we're really trying to make it available for everyone. And that's the idea of it being online as well as and self-paced, is that anyone can access it and do it at any time that they're available to, because everyone has other things in their lives that they need to take care of. So I'm just going to go through how to apply for this, and then I think we'll probably open up for questions. So this is the page that you're going to land on, the firecircle.ca. And up here, this banner is the new entrepreneurship program. So you click here. Hi, Melanie. Click here for details, and then you can apply now. So there's some information here as well below that you can take a little look at, but we're going to hit apply now. Yeah. I go down. It's a little bit of a overview again. Oh, sorry, my Zoom screen's in my way. All right, so we're going to hit start. It's like a 3-minute application. It's not big at all. So you say how you heard about the Firecircle TTE program. In this case, we're going to select tourism organization and whether or not you currently have a tourism business. I'll just say no. Canadian citizen, yes. Indigenous, it's not right or wrong to say yes or no. As I mentioned, we have space for Indigenous and non-Indigenous. So for this one, I'll just say no because I am not. And then, do you live in a Canadian community with a population of under 250,000? Your motivation. So we'll say I see a niche in the market for my business. I'm trying to get to this next point. So this is where you would select the Valley Wren. So are you connected to any of the groups noted in the drop-down menu below? And this is how we're going to know that you're part of the Valley Wren cohort. So right here. And then it just asks you some other questions that are pretty easy. Like I said, it takes about 3 minutes. I'm not going to go through all of it because I don't want to actually go into the funnel of applicants. But yeah, it's very simple application, very short. But that is how you apply online. And then the process from there is you'll get a call. So like I'm part of the onboarding as well. So you'll get a call from myself or Valerie, and or we'll arrange a time for a call. Sorry, we're not just going to pick up the phone and call you out of the blue, but we'll text and email to pick a time that works for you. We'll do a quick sort of intake. It's like a 10-minute call just to figure out why you want to work with Firecircle on this, sort of what your commitment level is, what your business idea is, or the business that you might already have that you want to expand on. And then we put you into the program. So we understand at that point when you want to start. If you're doing the Valley Wren cohort, there will likely be a specific start date. But Rochelle and I will talk about that later. Just as the Valley Wren is going to support you through this as well. And we're hoping to get a local facilitator that folks will be able to resonate with within the area. But yeah, so it's quick. Like if you applied today, you'd probably be in by by Monday kind of thing. So it's a very easy application, and just the firecircle.ca. You can check out the website there for more information. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. If I can, yep, figure that out.
That's great.
And just,
Thanks so much, Rebecca. So I will stop the recording now, so that we can openly ask questions amongst folks on the call. So thank you very much.
no problem.